Brody, how you feeling?
Maintain, you can see me? You can hear me?
Yeah, I can see you. I can hear you. You look good, man.
Man, dig you with the fancy stuff, man. Got like graphics and stuff like that, man.
They were trying to go big.
I gotta have mama whip you up some banana pudding or something. I ain't know, man. Yeah. I got bed hair, man. I was laying down watching the game, man.
You look good as always. Your mom's banana pudding is the best banana pudding I've ever had. Maybe the only banana pudding I've ever had.
Let me see if I can fit myself inside the afro so I can look.
Yeah, man. So what do you make of your Ravens, your former Ravens, where the first 2 weeks they're 0-2, they got to go to Big D today, and then they build this big lead and then almost give it away? What do we make of this?
I mean, they were beating the brakes out of Dallas, man. And listen, I hate to blame anything on the refs, but come on, man. Stop it with the BS. Like, stop it. I don't know if Jerry hit the button or what went going on, but come on, man. Like the roughing the passer, then the illegal contact. Like, come on, man. Like, what are we doing? Like, Zay Flowers, he never, of course, you never see anybody get an onside kick, especially in today's climate. But I mean, come on. Like, what are we talking about? You can see Harbaugh, and even when Lamar Jackson was coming out to say, let me go ahead and end this, he was like, come on, man, y'all got to quit cheating. And Tom Brady was like, oh, no, I understand what he's saying about the flag. I hate it when especially – no, he's talking about the refs, dummy. Like, I love you, Tom, but pay attention. Read the damn room. He is not talking about the holding penalty on the kickoff. He's talking about how they trying to job.
Okay, so you're saying that score does not indicate the dominance of the Ravens.
Man, that was an ass kicking. And listen, when we get to Monday and Rex gets on Get Up on Monday, watch how he act up. Because guess what? Rex came off his high horse and was like, yo, I want to get back in the league so bad, I'll be a DC. And McCarthy, I believe, was intimidated by the fact that having a personality like Rex around. And I felt like he went with Zimmer because Zimmer was there before and he seems non-threatening. See, when you're dealing with a Ryan, it's hard to deal with. And if you ever listen to what's been going on, Rex been putting subtle shots in every pregame, like, oh, this defense. Because I believe Rex took it personal. And could you imagine giving a guy like Rex Ryan 2 lockdown corners and 2 legitimate pass rushers? Dallas wouldn't be in this situation. And so I guarantee you, I promise you this. Watch Get Up on Monday. And watch when it comes to Dallas, watch how personal Rex makes it. It's gonna be hilarious because I watched the pregame and he took shots on the pregame. I watched Thursday or last Monday when Rex was on. Barbecue chicken toasted them then. Rex take that real personal, man. I'm telling you, D.A., I'm telling you, man, it's gonna be funny as hell, man. Because Rex can't even hold it back. He can't even be like impartial. You can tell his feelings was hurt.
And you love Rex, right? Like that's your guy.
Listen, if Rex would have got that job, the personality of Rex would have been so big that Mike McCarthy would have felt like it would have been Buddy Ryan, Mike Ditka all over again. He possibly could have become more popular than Mike McCarthy. And then if they ever struggled or they fell short and the defense played well, then it would have been an easy thing for Rex to move right in. He only interviewed for one spot because that was the only spot that he would go to or even interview for to even want to be a defensive coordinator. It's going to be funny, man. Watch. Everybody that's watching this show, watch Monday when they get to this game in particular. Watch how Waka Flocka, you're like, Rex, you're not even disguising your disdain and your hate. You know, like when you get hurt by like your girlfriend or something, and she break up with you or something, she cheated on you with your best friend. It's like he's hurt. Like my boy Rex is hurt deep, man.
So you think McCarthy said no because he felt threatened by Rex Ryan, and that could end up ending Mike McCarthy's career, his coaching career.
I mean, especially if they fall short. Now we saw Philadelphia this week, and we saw what Philadelphia was able to do. Saquon Barkley made up for what he did last week. I know it doesn't make up for it. And at the end of the day, Big Fangio has to take some accountability for the fact that they couldn't get guys stopped because even when Saquon Barkley dropped the ball, they still had an opportunity to stop them on defense. But today they went against arguably a better offense, a hotter offense, 91 points, hadn't not scored on 15 straight possessions they had scored. And I thought, Vic Fangio had a tremendous plan. And the plan was what we always played against. Whenever a defense that I played with, whether it was Kubiak or it was a Mike Shanahan or Kyle Shanahan-based offense, we never lost to it because what we did is we covered all the linemen up. So we always went five defensive linemen, and we didn't care about getting cut off. Even if the guy tried to zone blocks, we would get knocked back, and we would set edges because when they turn sideways and try to cut you off, which that's what the play action comes off. It comes off of that boot action going this way, right? So when you're running that way at that angle, D.A., you can't push me vertically. So if I fire off, even if you cut me off, I can push you back. And if I get that kills the zone running game because there's no cutback and you can't go forward. So today when you watch Philadelphia, they just got into those four eyes and they got outside leverage. They moved up to like a 5-3-4 type of defense. You saw Jalen Carter and you saw the defensive ends, which was basically converted outside linebackers, set the edges from inside and outside, and the Saints couldn't deal with it. So, when you talk about, where the Eagles are 2-1, right? They beat two teams that were pretty good. We think that with Jordan Love that the Green Bay Packers are good. But, now it looks like it still is the Eagles, especially with Saquon Barkley's ability to run the ball. It's the Eagles' division to lose, which could leave Dallas on the outside looking in because who saw Minnesota coming? Nobody saw Sam Darnold, the Marlboro Man, is back. Well, isn't it beautiful that you talk about all the redemption stories in the NFL and it's all former Jet quarterbacks? man, I just had to get the hell away from here and rinse that stench off of me. And look at me now. I told you I was a baller. Now listen, if Zach Wilson ends up being a baller, I'll tell you, I'm going to have a heart attack. I'm going to be calling up to Elizabeth, this is the big one. I can't believe it. They turned JetBlue baby into a player. They turned the JetBlue player into. Now listen, it's just week year one, him. So it's still a lot of stench to get off of him. You know what I mean? So let's see if Sean Payton can get the stench off of him in the future. But Geno Smith again, had a monster day today. So former Jet players that people had given up on said they couldn't play. You're right. They couldn't play here, but they didn't mean they couldn't play.
Well, that's a great point because Sam Darnold looked like he was never going to be a starter again after the Jets and the Panthers, and he's been lights out so far this year. So what do you think it was about him with the Jets? What went so wrong? Was it the Adam Gase thing? Was it the dysfunction of the organization? What happened in New York?
I mean, I think, you have environments matter, right? We always talk about if you ever threw one of your little circus goldfish down the toilet and they end up in the ocean, they can grow because they're not constrained. And when those guys were here, they were constrained, right? They were constrained by the fact that you didn't have a good offensive line. I mean, we took a run at Le'Veon Bell and Chris Johnson. We've taken and so they couldn't build it, right? And so the infrastructure wasn't here. So now that they have infrastructure and they were able to take a step back, he was able to kind of learn, take a step back, learn a system. And it's the same system that he left when he was in San Francisco that now he finds himself in now, right, with Kevin O'Connell. So, I mean, the funny thing is and the crazy thing is we saw with, Baker Mayfield too. Baker Mayfield went somewhere he didn't have the pressure. He became like the underdog like he always thrived in. It's always a tough time when an underdog becomes like a favorite. They don't know how to live in that world, right? So now he went back and he was the underdog. He went out to the Rams. He knew he wasn't there for a long time. And look at him. He can play quarterback all of a sudden. The crazy thing is Sam Darnold probably would be the best replacement for Tua Tagovailoa. When you look at the fact that eventually, if rather Tua plays again, we're talking about one big hit. That wasn't even a hard hit. One hit, and I don't know if the NFL would clear Tua after this. But you talk about a guy who's performing well in this system. Sam Darnold's performing well in this system. Sam Darnold's a guy that I don't know if you have to pay the insurance money for Sam Darnold, for Tua Tagovailoa, or how you work that contract out when he get his guarantees. But a guy like Sam Darnold is just looking for a spot. He's looking for a happy space because we know J.J. McCarthy is the future in Minnesota. So this is an audition for him. So I can see Sam Darnold being the hottest free agent out there this year. But if I'm Sam Darnold, do you want to go to the Giants, where it's a system that you don't know, but it's going to be a spot and it's New York? Do you want to go back to New York? Or do you want to go to a place that has an innovative play caller that has two great pass catchers and two runners that can hit their head on the goalpost at any time? So I see this happening before it even happens. I can see Sam Darnold as a starting quarterback within this division and being one of the young and potentially one of the top quarterbacks in this division in Miami next year. I don't know if the Jets see that, but I can see him easily because it's such a natural fit, because he would know the verbiage, he would know the concepts, and he has the weapons and the coach. You could arguably say that maybe McDaniels is a more innovative mind than Kevin O'Connell.
Ooh, okay. So you can put the dominoes in and see them falling to where Sam Darnold is the starting quarterback next year of the Miami Dolphins. That's what.
Ain't that why you bring me on here? You don't bring me on here. Talk about what happened. I'm trying to tell you the future, right? You don't tell me to come here so I can talk about all this. Now watch, when all these other people start, they start hearing rumblings of what I just said. Watch, they start picking up on a national thing. How many times have I said something and everybody else hear it and they act like they don't know what they heard?
All the time when you and I were together on CBS. Happened all of the time. So what do you think then happens? Project for me what happens in Cleveland with Deshaun Watson, because this is ugly.
I mean, it's coyote ugly, but it wasn't his fault today. I mean, he hit the dude right between the numbers and they dropped the ball. That wasn't on him. Like he made the play. I just don't understand. Like, it just seems like such a bad fit. There's no way that Deshaun Watson could be diminished this fast. It just wasn't in my opinion, a schematic fit for him. So you can't get out of it though. You're married to this guy. If you cut him, $172 million cap hit,
right? Like,
it's crazy, right? Because if you would have said today Deshaun Watson was making what he was making, 230 guaranteed, you wouldn't even blink. I mean, it was forward 3 years ago. Like, oh my God, I can't believe it. But now he's probably like the 10th highest paid quarterback in the league. But man, he hasn't given you return on your investment. Now, I mean, you got Njoku. Now today, really, to lose 3 offensive linemen was really tough in one game. No Nick Chubb, but you still have Amari Cooper and Jerry Jeudy. I mean, they messed around with fire, because I don't know if Amari Cooper's ever smiled before. Has resting bitch face, you know what I'm saying? He kind of has that face all the time, like what you talking about, Willis. I never really see him smile, but I don't know. One, he's not getting the ball delivered at a high clip, and you tried to trade me twice, bro, and we getting our ass kicked, and you wouldn't pay me when I wanted more money, and I've been a 1,000-yard receiver every time. Like, please trade me. Like, please trade me. Like, and maybe he can be what he was for Dak for somebody else. But I don't see that happening. And they may have to start saying, you know what? We ain't going nowhere. You know what I mean? We just lost to the Giants. Trust me, we ain't going nowhere, especially with Baltimore and the Bengals. And oddly enough, the 3-0 Steelers, the most fugazi 3-0 in the league. But like, I can see Amari Cooper saying, please free me.
Okay. Do you think that Mike McCarthy will survive the entire season?
Oh, he'll listen. The whole season, yes, because this team is good enough from a talent standpoint that if they're winning and make you one-dimensional. The problem is when CeeDee Lamb fumbled the ball early in the game. When he fumbled the ball in the game, that was their way of being able to kind of slow down the tide and make Baltimore be more balanced and still be able for them to be balanced as well, not become one-dimensional. But when he fumbled that gave the Ravens the ball, took momentum their way, took them out of scoring position. Now, I don't know what's going on with Tucker, man, but like, I'm starting to get concerned. Like, I'm not accustomed to seeing him miss those type of kicks. A 46-yard kick.
Yeah.
I mean, he's missed like 3 this year, and he didn't finish last year good. So I don't know what's going on with him. Sometimes kickers go through this like they're like closers in baseball. Sometimes there's nothing wrong. They're just off, and they're just not hitting it right. I mean, it's no win. We need him to get back to who he's always been, the most accurate kicker in football for the Ravens to have a chance.
I loved last week that the Steelers gave Russell Wilson a petty game ball because they felt as though he was done wrong in Denver. You always have these great stories from behind the scenes. When you're in Baltimore or with the Jets, did you guys ever give petty game balls out for guys that you felt were done wrong by the previous team?
What? The week was in their honor. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Listen, we were way more petty than that. Game ball. We made them the captain of the game. We made them go out there and y'all had to shake their hand. Like we would call it the Ryan Bowl, the Harbaugh Bowl, whatever it was. Whoever was playing people they had beat, we call it that bowl, and we made them captains. And we set up certain things, especially on the defense side of the ball. We set up certain blitzes to make them be able to get so they can go get a sack or they can knock somebody out, and so they can go celebrate. Telling you. I'm trying to tell you, man, if Rex was on that defense for Dallas, man, they would be the most petty, like, beat the hell out of people for no reason. Like, Michael Parsons would be a pit bull. Michael Parsons, if Rex would have been the defense coordinator of the Dallas Cowboys, Michael Parsons would probably win 3 defensive MVPs in a row. He'd probably be like Aaron Donald. He would feature him so much that people would say, listen, damn, man, like, come on. Like, what are we talking about? Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, what the hell is Zimmer doing, man? Like, God.
I don't know. I mean, last week was embarrassing, but then the first half today, it was like game is over at halftime, man.
They ran for 300 yards, bro.
Incredible.
300. And 5 times they didn't even block Michael Parsons. They just let him go. And he's like, well, he had the big ass Gazoo helmet on. Like, wait, who got the ball? What? They didn't even block him. He just froze. You don't do that to your best player. You never do that to your best player. Your best player is never in a position to read. Your best player is a attack hunt dog. Like, Rex would have never put him in that damn position. Man, he would have been playing with his hair on fire. Did you ever see Terrell Suggs in a place where he had this look on him? Like, did you see Micah sitting? Did you see him sitting on the bench? He's just like, what the? I don't know where they're coming from. Like, what the? How many times you see Micah like this? Like, come on, man. It's not that damn hard, bro.
So can you remember that making a player a captain?
Just so you know, yeah. My picture isn't crooked, right? So this laptop, one side is broken, so it's like it's the screen, and it got water spots on it because I had it in my book bag and my water leaked. So okay. The picture ain't crooked. I could try and make it. The picture ain't crooked.
Okay, good to know.
The computer's crooked.
Okay, good to know. That's what the audience really was wondering about more than anything. Why is that picture crooked behind you? But
I'll move out the way so they can see the look.
That's a very nice phone. That's a great picture. Really
reminds me of my mom. That's why I bought it.
That's awesome. How much you spend on that?
About $15,000.
For real?
Yeah, this is Romero Brito.
Man, you got some cash. You're spending $15,000 on art.
No, it's supposed to go. Okay, when you go to I mean, I got another one across from it that's like $50,000. But when you come to, I believe, LaGuardia, you know, when you see that big ass apple there,
yeah,
that's Romero Brito. So you know when you're in Miami and you see those things on the side of buildings of children and stuff,
yeah.
That's Romero Brito. He's a Brazilian. Remember, they commissioned him when the World Cup was in Brazil to do all the artwork.
I did not know Bart Scott was a fine art collector. You got another piece that's $50,000 you spent on it?
No, listen, you remember the posters from the Barack Obama campaign in 2008, Change Hope? It was like 10 of them.
Yeah.
I have all of them.
Man, I didn't know.
And I have them signed by him.
Dude, I mean, this is big stuff. I had no idea. This is incredible. You are always a fine art collector.
Always tell people like, man, you know Barack Obama? Like, no, never met him. Like, how you? they're like, how you get his how did you get his autograph on those pictures? Because like each of the pictures were commissioned by artists, so yeah. each print is numbered, right? So each of them is numbered, and everybody think like, oh man, you hang in tight circles. Like, no. Remember Ahmad Carroll, Batman?
Yeah.
Right. So Ahmad Carroll was playing, right? And I had just got here. He's from Atlanta. And I was like, bro. He said, hey, man, I'm going down to D.C. one week, right? And I was like, let me have a talk with you, bro. Let me tell you something. Now, when you go to D.C., you're going to see some stuff you ain't never seen before. Like they got these like Cape Verdean women because it's like all these consuls and stuff, man. The women in DC is mixed with so many different things. You know what I mean? You might see a Jamaican mixed with Egyptian, mixed with like, you know what I mean? Like Asian. Like, bro, I'm telling you, like, I'm telling you, slow your roll. Like, man, I'm from ATL, shorty. It ain't nothing, man. Yo, he went down and he came back like, yo, I'm in love. This dude went back every weekend, like during off-season conditioning. Like, you know, you can get your workouts and you got to do 4. He would do all his 4 and leave. I say, bruh, like he got addicted going down there, man, seeing them Cape Verdeans, man. You know, Cape Verdeans are like from Egypt. It's a lot of them up in Boston. Like, bro, but you see weird stuff, man. Like you see some crossbreeds you ain't never seen before, man.
Okay.
DC's different.
But what does that have to do with your art collection?
No, exactly. I don't know Barack Obama. He started dating Michelle Obama's personal assistant.
Okay.
That was one of the women he fell in love with. She just so happened to be Michelle Obama's assistant.
Okay.
Hooked the brother up. Okay. So if he didn't go down there and get addicted to DC, I would never have this art piece that I can give to my kids. You know what I'm saying? When Barack Obama is long gone, I'm probably the only one with all the posters signed by Barack Obama. Like these are big posters. It's like 12 of them. I got every one, and it's because of my curl got that whip appeal when he went down to DC.
No.
Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good, D.A.
Yeah, I know that through and through. Now, the question is, did you ever think growing up in the hood in Detroit, you would one day have the president of the United States autograph on a bunch of posters on your wall?
No, not at all. But, you know, my wife liked to spend money, so she started donating to the campaign. So she went down there. She was with Michelle, too. You know, they ain't turning down nothing but they collar now. If you got a little cheese on the taco, they'll let you in.
Hey, speaking of cheese on the taco, guess what I'm going to send you for coming on?
What's that?
I'm going to send you a bottle of Santo tequila, and each bottle is autographed by Guy Fieri. This is Guy Fieri's signature Santo Blanco tequila, and our guests coming on, you specifically, going to get yourself a bottle of Santo Blanco tequila.
Check you out, man. The circles you going with, man. You got all these sponsors. You got these people sending you stuff. You know what I'm saying? Because they know your stuff gonna go viral. You know what I'm saying?
It's hot.
We can make this caliente now. I can reveal some stories and stuff. You know what I mean? We got the baby oil by Diddy and all this stuff going on. I can tell some secrets on here like Cat Williams and make you go viral.
Yes, I do. I would like all of that. You were never at a Diddy party though, were you?
Hell no.
Oh, okay.
I never go with no man that asks other men do they want to go shopping. I'd smack the hell out of Diddy asking me want to take me shop. I'm a grown-ass man, dog. Let's smack the hell out of your ass. Talk about you want it. I would have slapped the activator out of his curl when he used to have the little wet set. Don't ask a grown-ass man, can you want to go shopping? First of all, the thing is, you heard about the baby oil, right?
He had a lot of that.
First of all, we don't even know first of all, they saying baby oil. That sounds like lube to me.
I think you're right.
And then did you hold on, what kind of show we on? Can I say what else they found?
Yeah, it's YouTube.
Oh, cool. Yeah. Did you hear they found 784 dildos? What in the what the hell? What happens when the batteries go down? Who replacing all those batteries? Did you hear about that? How many dildos they found?
Exact number, but I heard they found a lot of weird stuff.
It was like 789. Like, what the heck? Who's responsible for like stocking those?
Yeah. Who's the one on Amazon that has to order 700 dildos?
Right. And where they I'm trying to figure out, were they the suction cup ones? Were they body operated? Were they multiple different kinds? Like, what were they? Like,
so you want to come on sometime and we'll just do story time with Bart?
Yeah, man. Tell YouTube look, YouTube got bread, man. Let me tell you something. I had to pay for that ticket or whatever.
Sunday NFL ticket. Yeah.
No. But let me tell you though. This was crazy. Let me tell you why I bought the ticket. What is it? Game Pass, whatever the hell it is.
Yeah.
Okay. So the Jets played on Monday Night Football for their first game. So I was like, all right. So I ain't have to work. You know, I do Jets pre and post.
Right.
So I ain't have to work. So I was like, all right, I'm going to watch football. I turned on the Giants first game. That shit was so boring. I said, man, I am going to bang my head through a damn wall. I said, I cannot sit here and watch this for 3.5 hours. I bought the ticket, man, just because I could. Listen, this is the crazy part. It's only like 3 Sundays. It's only 3 Sundays in which I ain't even working. You know what I'm saying? But that shit was so bad. I said, man, first of all, when I die and I go up to heaven, I'm going to ask God, can I have these 4 hours back? Like, man, I get 4 more hours, God.
Because you had to watch the Giants.
It was the worst shit I ever seen in my life. I say, Jesus Christ. It was like watching like the 1992 Knicks in the Spurs. Like, damn, I'd rather watch Princeton do the 4-corner offense than watch this bullshit. Man, I said, man, so so YouTube, y'all owe me, because half the time I'm at SNY, I got all the games in front of me. Only 3 times this year I'm gonna have to utilize that. That was today, because they got a Thursday night game too, right, and they got another Monday night. So I bought the package $732.
because Daniel Jones is so pathetic. Because for 3 weeks, so you didn't have to watch Daniel Jones. Well done. That's money well invested.
It was better today. I can say it's better today. Neighbors look like he's gonna be a dude. Unfortunately, Daniel Jones won't be around to see it, because I think that Brian Daboll hates him.
Oh, really?
I mean, listen. Did you see Hard Knocks? Could it be more apparent that they just not that into you?
Yeah. Wow. You think it's that strong that you think Daboll hates Daniel Jones?
I don't think he hates him. Like, it's certain people that we can tolerate for a certain price. Now, if Daniel Jones was like Brock Purdy price, he might love him. But at $40 million, yeah. No, I'm good. Yeah, he hate that he stuck to him. Yeah, I mean, listen, Daniel Jones will be gone, and he'll be out there. But right now, Sam Darnold is going to be the number 1 guy out there on the market. So Danny Dimes is another one of these New York quarterbacks that we're going to see go somewhere else. And I think, he'll realize his potential.
Bart, you've always been so good to me, man, and I appreciate you doing this with us tonight. Now you're contractually obliged to come on for Storytime with Bart. We'll make sure that YouTube bread is top dollar for you. Going to give you this bottle of Santo tequila to tie you over until then.
If they put some cheese on a taco, baby, we can talk. You know what I'm saying? I don't turn down nothing but my collar. Listen, certain people that I rock with. And there's certain people that understand me and can pull the best out of me, and you've always been one of them. You know what I'm saying? It's you, Chris Carlin, and my current partner right now, Alan High. Y'all have always you get me, because I can be a lot to handle. You know what I'm saying? And you know how to let me go, but then you know how to bring me back in. You know what I'm saying? And where else can I go talk about Diddy and his dildos? You know what I'm saying? And people can see it without me catching the stray. I can't talk about that on Get Up. Could you imagine if I was like, hey man, hey Greeny, what about them dildos? Man, they would cut my mic. But it's interesting though, man. Interesting.
And you always have a safe zone here.
Then I'm looking at Shannon Sharpe, you know what I'm saying, with the sex scandal. Now he's slanging Rose Sparks. You know what I'm saying? He didn't turn this into a whole endorsement.
Do you think that Shannon purposefully left his phone on for that?
No. But when you got a good team around you, you turn anything into a profit. He has a huge audience. So, he was doing the nasty, you know what I'm saying? I tell you what, when he was getting it in, he lost his stutter. He lost his lips. I can understand everything he was saying. He said Michelle. I was looking Crow. I would make sure he didn't say Michael. He said Michelle. You know what I'm saying? But now he's slanging them Rose Sparks. And I don't know if he was on a Rose Spark. No, I don't know if he was on a Rose Spark or not, man. I don't know if my dog was on a Rose Spark, but I tell you what, I say I was on some Rose Spark if they offered me some cheese on my taco. You know what I'm saying? He got a sponsorship now. Rose Spark. It's better. It's better. I believe him on the Rose Sparks more than I believe Frank Thomas on the damn Nugenics. This dude been sponsoring Nugenics for 10 years. He's still fat as hell. Like, hold up, man. Like, why you got a black T-shirt on? Doug Flutie, everybody else got their shirt off. They ripped up on the beach surfing. Frank Thomas got a black shirt on, sleeveless, to cover up how big he is. You ain't lost no weight, and the testifying ain't never proved that the testifying gonna keep you rock. Come on, man. I ain't the only one that sound like, why Frank Thomas still fat? And he been on Nugenics for 10 years. Doug Flutie. What's the other dude? He was a pitcher. He straight up like a Julian salad. You know what I'm saying? Frank Thomas, like, they got to do him with the wide shot, bro. It ain't never two people in the shot with him. And she'll like it too. Okay, man, you gotta get that lap band, Frank.
Okay. Well, on that note, I appreciate you joining us tonight, my man. Love you like a brother. Thanks so much for joining us, buddy.
All love, son.
All right, man. Bart Scott joining us. ESPN. Check him out on Get Up on ESPN, ESPN Radio New York, and Jets pre and post game as well.